So pretty much what we got here is the film that should have been called Don't Look Up. Because we're talking movies. We're talking Nope, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Kiki Palmer, and Stephen Yeun. Written and directed by Jordan Peele. Chris, since the moment pictures can move, we had skin in the game.
That's because they're just waiting for the perfect time to shove metal probes up our ass.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? As Scott said, we're going to be covering the new Jordan Peele film from 2022, Nope. Scott, take us away.
Well, pretty much if you haven't seen this movie or know nothing about it, the synopsis is pretty much two siblings who run a California ranch and discover something wonderful and sinister in the skies above. While the amusement park guy next door tries to profit. So pretty much our podcast, Chris is trying to profit and I'm just trying to, figure out what's going on half the time. But in terms of the film itself, I loved it. I really liked
good. I'm glad you loved it because this fucking movie is awful.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
man.
my God. No.
I'll be honest. We could end this podcast right here with the 2022 film Nope by Jordan Peele. Chris, Nope. End of podcast, man. Like,
that's all, folks.
I do not need to fucking see this movie ever again. This has then confirmed what I already thought after watching Us by Jordan Peele, that he's a fucking one-hit wonder and he's not a good director. So,
Chris, I'm glad you said that.
You knew I was gonna say that too. I
didn't, but I'm gonna use. I'm not the one to do quotes or anything like that, but I'm gonna do a quote from, and you'll know exactly what this is, Chris. This isn't the film the world deserves, but this is the film the world needs right now.
Not the hero we deserved, but the hero we needed. Nothing less than a knight. Shining.
I don't know how it needs this fucking movie right now, so you're gonna have to explain that.
Well, pretty much the reason why I liked it a lot is one, like I do like Jordan Peele, and I don't think he's a one-hit wonder because I think what he's doing.
Well, he's had 3 films and 2 of them are shitty. So I mean,
I wouldn't even say that. Like to me, each one of these films that he's done is literally it's a point of view that I rarely see. And I'll be honest, it's a point of view I don't identify with but it's...
Sorry, what's that point of view?
Well, that's the thing. Like he's literally doing films from African-American point of view, right? Like
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
You still got to direct the fucking thing properly and not have the story like a mess that's not paced properly. That like the subject matter is almost irrelevant in his movies. Like they fucking meander on. They don't seem to get to where they need to get to. He's very stylistic and not big on a whole lot of fucking content or storytelling, like proper storytelling. Like his movies are boring as fuck and they don't really go anywhere.
Really? Like,
yeah,
like this one, I did not find this one boring at all.
Okay, so this film is only 2 hours and 11 minutes. And I was actually shocked when I found that out because I thought I was in a 3.5 hour long fucking movie. I was like, oh my God, like, why didn't this guy like make this movie shorter? And I realized it's actually not that long. It's just slow and fucking boring. Like this guy has no understanding of like story beats and how to put them in and move back and forth between like action and calmer points in order to emphasize either one of those things. It's just fucking drags on.
Okay. So for me, so this film pretty much is like underlying story is spectacle and how everybody has to watch, right? Whatever is out there, people have to watch it. Like it's all spectacle. It's all trying to profit. And you literally have like a cast of characters who are usually the ones that are exploited in terms of these spectacle videos, right? Because it usually is the videos of the police shooting the black people or Latin Americans, and now it's this genre, like this these people trying to reverse it, and they're trying to catch something, and it's literally, it's not for the money, it's for the legacy, right? And in terms of the title, I think the title of the film Nope is literally, he named this for your reaction, because he knew that was going to be the reaction for most people. They're going to come out and be like, nope, because most of the stuff does go over.
It's not Nope because of this fucking cool subtext that you're talking about like exploitation of African Americans or police violence or something like that. That stuff's all fine. It's Nope because it's not fucking well directed and it's not an enjoyable experience. That's why it's Nope. I really want to hammer this home. This is not some like white guy perspective on the black movie that I don't like. This is just like a film critic looking at a film and being like, this is not a good, well-constructed fucking film.
What? Could you explain that to us a little more?
And here's an example. So Kyle Smith, most white guy name, unfortunately. Also, Wall Street Journal, most white guy paper. It's not my fault because it's going to say what
it is your fault. You picked it. So it's 100% your fault.
So Kyle says, Nope is a good example of how a film turns out when a lauded director proves too fond of his own flourishes to trim the fat, to worry about whether his ideas cohere, or to respect the dramatic imperatives of the form in which he's working. Yeah, Kyle, I tend to agree with you. Jordan Peele's Nope. It's a nope from fucking Chris, that's for sure.
Oh, that's cold.
It is beautiful to watch as far as the cinematics.
Well, that's where I was going to go. Like, Nope was shot by a cinematographer. I'm gonna fuck up this name.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fuck up this name. But he using Kodak film. He shot it in 65 millimeter in IMAX, and this is literally the very first horror film in history to ever be shot in this format.
Oh yeah, man. This is basically Jesus, what's his name? Dunkirk, Tenet, Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. This is like his DOP. Like, it looks nice. But I mean, we've talked about other films on this podcast, like Cherry and stuff, where it's like, and I mean, this is better than Cherry because Cherry just is like a DOP run amok. But just looking good, it's all show, no fucking go. And I mean, like, even Daniel Kaluuya, he's a fantastic actor. I really like him. He's great in Queen and Slim and Judas and the Black Messiah. His character is kind of like meh. And Keke Palmer, who plays his sister, is the most fucking annoying character that I've seen in a film in recent memory. Like, oh my God, Chris. I was like, fucking put a stake in this fucking character because it's horrible and it's grating on my nerves every time she opens her fucking mouth. You know what I mean?
Okay, so first, I think you should take that back.
No, I'm not taking it back.
Because second, literally that dynamic is us. I'm Daniel Kaluuya. I'm the laid back, soft-spoken, not saying many words, but when I do say shit, people listen. And you're the loud, obnoxious guy who's constantly pulling the side stuff with your, hey, I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm an actor. And be like, hey, listen, that was the whole time.
And how many people are listening to this being like, put a stake in Chris, kill that fucking character?
That's what I was saying. You might want to take it back, right? But I think I get what you're saying, right? But for me, I liked it a lot because I did like the story. I did like the subtext. And I do like kind of, well, normally his films are one and done, and but there's usually some interconnectiveness. One, like, you have that chimp scene that comes in a lot. Like, what did you think about that? Like,
okay, so the chimp scene has no relevance basically to the film. I like the chimp scene. Oh, other than like the fucking dude was in a show with a chimp and they do horses and chimps are both animals. Like, I actually would have rather just watched a whole movie about that chimp shank, like that chimp eating.
The chimp shank.
The chimp shank. The chimp
coming
shank
out with
redemption,
the shank. Like...
You know what I mean?
The simple joys of a monkey knife fight.
Give it to him, boy.
Thrust, parry, step. Oh, he ain't pretty no more.
I want to watch that chimp movie That's the movie I actually want to watch because it was cool and interesting. And I would have loved to see that chimp actually physically like run amok and like get to see him like rip shit apart. That would have been dope.
See, yeah,
go ahead.
like I don't get
But
what
it has no need to be in the film. Like it doesn't
I
bring
think it
anything to the
does.
film.
Like it's literally like if you go into the subtext of this film is how Hollywood and the Hollywood studios pretty much if you're not like, and I think like in terms of casting, we'll just say this in terms of casting, one of your favorite actors actually turned down a role for this film because he went to go do the Martin Scorsese Flower movie.
Yep.
And that was Jesse Plemons. So
okay, so points for not casting fucking Jesse Plemons, unless
he was in the Monkey.
Unless he's the one ripped apart by the chimp, then that's fine. I'll watch Jesse Plemons get ripped apart by a chimp any day.
But what I'm saying is like normally like you had the monkey, and then Stephen Young's chimp, whatever. So you have the chimp, you have Stephen Young, you have Daniel Kaluuya, Kiki Palmer. So it's all the people that technically, they're the token of Hollywood, right? Like pretty much.
So the chimp. The chimp is a token as well.
Yeah, he was the first one I said, right? And then you corrected me saying it's not a monkey.
That's
but
right.
So just give me 5 seconds to listen before you repeat what I say. But
shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
So you got these guys, and they're the tokens of society that are pretty much like you're only going to hit this glass ceiling. No one's ever going to go up, right? You're never going to exceed. You're never going to go. You just got this glass ceiling because on this side, technically it probably was Jesse Plemons, but let's just say it's Chris Langford. There's this white guy who literally is going to go right above you for no apparent reason whatsoever, except for
how the fuck do you get that out of the chimp scene?
Because the whole point is like
scene?
This chimp was like the only one to survive was literally Stephen Young's character as a child, because those were the two people that were the tokens of that thing. Like technically Stephen Young was
the chimp. Spoiler alert, the chimp gets killed. So
but what was the chimp doing before it got killed? It gave him the fist pump, right? Because they were together. The chimp.
Buddy, did you see the chimp grasping for fucking straws on this thing?
Did you see the chimp? Did you see the chimp fucking fist pump anybody else? I saw him like chase down the fucking dad.
Okay, so
I saw
you're
him
saying
eat the face of the daughter, right?
So so even
the two people that were exploited, right? Like technically Stephen Young is, and I apologize because I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but he's pretty much playing what's the guy from Indiana Jones Temple of Doom? Short round. But yeah, he's pretty much playing him where, like
except Short Round didn't have a fucking TV show. This kid is like essentially the star. I would say it's more like what's the one like what you talk about, Willis? Because it's like the one
Webster?
No, the other one.
What you talking about, Willis?
Different show?
Webster works as well, because actually Webster is only the one black child and the white family, because he's like the Asian child in the white family, and they've got a chimp. So yeah, I get solidarity amongst like disadvantaged people. Is that what you're pulling out of this? Like
exactly.
Fuck, man. And so fine,
right.
You can have that subtext, but you still have to tell the story properly. And
I think
they don't like.
Well, I think with this one, it's not one that's like, to me, like this is not the typical movie where, the story is like just fucking, verbally dumped on you in exposition with the characters, right? Like this one, like what was the alien's final form? What did it look like to you?
A vagina.
Okay, sure. But it like in reality, like, because it starts with
okay, in your reality, what did it fucking look like?
Well, it starts with the biblical
family?
core. No, it starts with a biblical quote. In the end, it looks like an angel. So you get the.
Is that what it looked like? It looked like
you got
a
the
blobby
wings.
thing in the sky. That's what
you got
like.
it expands, looks like wings. But if you think about it, back then, if you look at biblical times, if that thing comes and eats somebody, right, and lose, it's all of a sudden they're ascending to heaven, right? It's divine. But now it's not, right? And I think that's the thing. Like these things were with like in the story itself, like these things were in history this whole time, and it's just like each generation it changes the story. Now it's all about the exploitation of it and trying to catch it, and pretty much that's what Stephen Young's character was trying to do. He turned it into a 6 p.m. Friday night show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't agree with you. I think you're really grasping at straws. On the topic of the daughter that gets her face ripped apart, like all that work to do that makeup, I want to see that fucking face more. You know what I mean? It's like such a brief shot. It's in the trailer, and then you think, oh yeah, we're gonna see like what that ripped up face looks like. Like there was also no need to have her at the thing. Like he's just trying to put a bunch of stuff in there, and it doesn't actually come together for any like rational reason. Again, if you're gonna have her there, have her more like first have her more visible, because again, the makeup artist that did that looks like they did an amazing job, but you get no time on her. And the character basically is there just long enough to get like eaten. Like what the fuck? So she got eaten twice by monsters? Like that fucking sucks.
Well, that's what happens when you wear a fucking sweater of yourself as a child. Like that if that's not fucking like
what do you mean? I'm wearing one of those right now.
Mid-scene fucking slasher killer, like, hey, I think you think a little too highly of yourself as a child actor. Right?
My face, my beautiful face.
No. Look away, I'm hideous.
This is what I looked like before.
So it's got a $68 million budget, and it's made $68 million at the box office. So I don't know. Maybe this puts a stake in Peele's career, because as we've talked about, you need to almost go double.
Yeah, but it's only been open for what, 2 weekends?
Yeah, but I mean, that's 2 weekends, and it's only breaking even
with a rated R film where half the audience can.
Hey man, what the Joker made a fucking $1 billion, so the rated R thing.
It didn't make $1 billion in a weekend. It made
more than fucking 68 million.
This movie opened higher than a certain film. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Oh yeah, it was called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
This film's weekend opened higher than that, but it is. Are we putting a stake in Quentin Tarantino?
All right, touche. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Look at you fucking coming back with numbers, you fucking asshole.
I'm not amused.
I knew
where I was going to go with that, right?
I'm like, oh man, I'm like, that's why I reversed this pod. I'm like, I quoted Nolan. I brought in Tarantino. I was like,
so I guess I better drink here because Scott's saying all this stuff. I mean, the critics gave it an 82, the audience 70. I mean, it's doing fine in that regard. I honestly think that if you want to watch this, just wait till it fucking comes out on VOD or a streaming service. Watch it then. I mean, the cinematics are good, but they're not so good that you need to watch it on a big screen, which is unfortunate because, like you said, they shot it on film and a bunch of other interesting aspects. But I mean, you're gonna go to the theater and it's gonna feel fucking long. You know what? Actually, here, I'll split the difference. Wait till it comes to a repertory theater. Go support your local repertory theater. Pay the $10 or $12 or whatever at the repertory theater, because at least you're doing fucking charity work for the repertory theater. I wonder if I can repeatedly say repertory theater a couple more times. Yeah, I highly do not recommend this fucking film.
Well, I will say this: it was great. What, like, I know he hasn't retired or anything like that, but I fucking love watching Keith David on screen, man. I know everybody's like, if I can have any actor like monologue my life, I want it to be Morgan Freeman. I want it to be fucking Keith David for mine, man. I want that fucking gargoyles fucking intro, sword and sorcery stuff. But this was before. You probably never watched Disney's Gargoyles.
No, you mean like the cartoon?
Yeah, he was the lead. He was Goliath, and then he's the one that did In an Age of Sword and Sorcery. Like, he did the intro. But
yeah, man, he's got like the voice, right?
Yeah, and in terms of what you're saying, in terms of what was it? Repertory? Say it again.
Repertory theater.
Yeah. Like, this guy's like a king of it, because there's a theater right now playing Thing. John Carpenter's thing because that anniversary is coming up. It's probably playing They Live because that anniversary.
Isn't it playing at like the Apollo?
Probably. But I'm just saying, like, these anniversaries are coming up, so he's probably going to be on a lot of on screens right now. But,
well, and he was good in The Quick and the Dead as one of the assassins that shows up and just gets fucking fucked right up.
Man, he was in Platoon.
He was in Platoon. That's holy fuck. Yeah, he's got I'm just scrolling through his career here.
Fucking Roadhouse. Oh my god, Roadhouse. You ripping some throats, motherfucker.
Throat ripping. Yeah, man. I mean, it's got a solid cast. It just didn't do it for me, man.
To each their own. We can't all like every fucking movie. Unless you're me, because I very rarely dislike something, because just in case one of these people see me be like, hey, aren't you that fucker from that fucking podcast that said shit, and just kick me in the nuts. That's why I'm always very nice to them.
I know that Ryan Gosling, he's got a target on me, man. He's one of these days, like you said, I'm gonna be in a bar and he's just gonna walk me like, oh, I'm not tough, eh? Bam!
Fucking thing, Timothy Chalamet, like, you want me.
They're
fucker.
all lined up at the door, eh?
Oh my god, Jesse Plemons.
Bam, bam,
oh my god, it's gonna be fucking Plemons.
Oh, you talk shit about me in that movie, bam, bam. And I'm like, it's like that. Remember that punching bag clown? Just like,
yeah, you going back, and it's just them lining up, right? They're just waiting for the Ava Mac production that goes to like Cannes, and then it's just gonna be this random, like, it's the next horror film. You're gonna get the little invite saying, hey, we got a party just for you, right? You gotta come, and then you show up,
like, boom, 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 Rocky, bam, 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 montage, bam, 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 bam.
And then the next night you're like, I think Jesse Plemons touched my ass. I don't know. I don't know. I was half knocked out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, man, that's all I've got. Don't watch this movie unless you see it in a repertory theater.
Nope. And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com.
Just having shit run around and do nothing just because you're like, oh fuck, I really like this. Like, I felt like he edited his own film because it was so fucking meandering. Like, I keep going back to that word because that's how it felt. I'm just like, what are we doing here?
I just thought you had a word of the day calendar.
Yeah, I
that was your
have
word.
to flip it over and it's like,
you're like, it's meandering today. I got to use it at least 5 times.
That's right.
Good thing I'm recording the pod.
And repertory theater. On repetition. Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.